All right, so here we are out of the lake. We're taking a look at the QualyQualy rod holders. These are automatic rod holders that will spring back and try to set your hook for you if a fish comes along and bites. We're going to go through and talk about how they work. We'll actually show setting them up. We'll show setting them off as well and do a little demo for you. And I'm going to try to see if I can get a fish to trigger one too. Before that, though, I want to thank QualyQualy for sending us these so we can do this demo and review for you. All right, so starting off with, this is a dual stake. These are stainless steel right down here. They are tapered on the bottom, so they're quite sharp, but that does help for getting them deep into the ground, which, because of how strong these springs are, you're going to want them pretty deep in there. Now, I've only loaded mine up with one spring, but there's actually 3 that you can use. So if you're going after some fairly large fish, you can actually increase the force of the spring that you're using. So just to show you how strong that spring is, look at that. That's a very strong spring. So for anything, I mean, really anything under 15 pounds, one spring is probably going to be plenty for you. Or if you have a very, very large or long rod. So if you're using like a salt rod, maybe you're going to want 2 springs. I honestly don't know if there's a real case for using 3 outside of something massive. But if I was fishing something massive, I probably wouldn't be using rod holders. I'd probably just be watching it. Super easy to use. Basically, you set the spring on there. Right down there, the rod's going to sit inside this little cradle here. You put this guy on it to keep it inside, and then this is your lock. When it's here, it's locked. When it's here, it's unlocked. And I'll show you. So here's the spring. See, it's locked on there right now. I'm going to push down and unlock it so that way it doesn't like pop off like crazy. All right, so ready? Unlock, and there you go. So when this thing is up like that, this latch here can move. And that's what's allowing it to move backwards. See, right there, can't pull it out. There we go, right there. So when you lock it in, you thread a little bit of line into there. And then as soon as I go in, it's going to pop. There you go. The rod's going to come up, set the hook, and hopefully you've got a fish. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up with a rod, let you guys see it. I'll trigger with my hand, and then hopefully we'll catch a fish. All right, so here we have it. It's all set up. I'm going to go ahead and just put it into the ground. I'm going to angle it slightly back because I'm on a hill. There we go. That should be deep enough. And now, let's say that I was casting. There's nothing on here right now, but just for the example, throw that out there. We're going to go ahead and set it, put the little bottom ring on it, set it like this. We're going to push it down. I'm going to hold the lock too. That's how I know it's locked. I'm not going to release until I know I'm locked. Now it's locked, and I can set the line onto the little fork. Now, if somebody pulls on the line, which I'm going to do here using my shoe so I don't get my hand cut. There we go. This will now trigger the rod, just like that. And now it's going to set the hook and hopefully grab us a fish. So that's it. Super simple to set up, super easy to use. You just pop it out, and now you're just reeling her back in. All right, so I'm going to actually bait this up, and we'll see if we can get a real fish. All right, so we've got a line out right now. I'm going to go ahead and set this for us. So we're going to go ahead and put that guy in like that, pull out a little slack, and then we're going to set it holding the lock. There we go. I'm still holding the lock, and I'm actually going to pull this back up because I want it to be a little bit higher. So I'm just going to pull this guy out and just tilt him back a little bit. That'll really make sure that the rod is facing upwards on this hill. There we go. Putting that in, holding the lock. There we go. We're locked. I can now pull in a little bit of that slack. There we go. So now the rod is basically set for if a fish grabs it. I'm going to take this line here and just put it through the fork. Now when the fish comes through, if they pull on the line, it'll unlock and it'll try to catch the fish for us. So that's basically it. Let's see if we catch fish. Overall thoughts, I do like that you can adjust the springs. So if you're going for smaller fish just in your local lake or pond or anything like that, you can do one spring like I am here. This is a light rod. And then if I'm doing salt water on one of the big rods, I could always put on all 3 springs if I'm trying to catch something more like a shark. So that's really cool. Something that I do think they could do a little bit more of, I'd love a little strap over the top. So it is holding the rod here on the bottom, but a top band would be really nice also. And then I would say like a super light spring for really small stuff. So if you're going for like a 1-pound catfish, just even a lighter spring would be kind of cool. So if the springs were all slightly different, whatever tensile strengths or whatever they measure springs in, just a couple more adjustable springs, that'd be a really cool addition. But overall, really like them. Looking forward to catching a fish here. All right, so we got some stuff nibbling at it here. Hopefully it's something big enough. I've got a pretty decent sized hook on there. So it'd really have to be like a catfish or something of at least reasonable size to actually get hooked on this thing. But it's going. We got things jumping out over there. There is some logs and structure out that way, and we see a lot of things eating actively right now. So hopefully we'll be able to pack something up. All right, we've got bumps on both rods now. Hopefully one of them is going to pop. There we go. And it is, in fact, a small sunfish. But there you go. It worked perfectly. Set the hook automatically. Didn't have to do anything crazy, and we got ourselves a fish. All right, there we go. Not a giant, but it was basically an automatic catch. All right, so overall thoughts, works really well. I did not have to set the line. Was literally able to just let it sit out there. As soon as the fish took it, it triggered, set it, and I was able to reel it in, no problem. When using a light rod just like the one here, it's able to catch light fish. We've got a medium rod over here. Hopefully we'll be able to catch a bigger one later. But either way, great time fishing, and the QualyQualys definitely helped.